flat sun blesses our lives once more. Something in my eye. So I'm thinking of having experimental surgery to get shorter. I'm just too tall for this world. I'm tired of hitting my head on tree branches and shit. I get a lot of questions about the hernia mesh, so today we talk about it. I've done a little more research, some shocking shit that I didn't know I would have to do before surgery, making me second guess that whole shit. And I just want to talk a bit about the Thailand fiasco that got us in this predicament. I never really went into the details of the water fast and how I broke it and why I ended up in the hospital. I just sort of glossed over the whole thing. So today we gloss more or less gloss. I don't know how.
He's walking somewhere.
Hey guys, I'm the vegetable police. Do you need assistance?
Good one.
No? You got it? You're good? Okay. Alright. They had it under control. I would have done. Oh no, why'd you press record? So when I was 15, during one of my many daily attempts down at the man region down there, I noticed that I had some interesting things happening in my testicular sac. One side was bigger than the other, and not in like an impressive way, in a what the hell's wrong with you way. It's like, what's happening to me? And let's face it, men are idiots. A woman, if that happened to her, she'd probably go to the doctor immediately and get it checked and then figure it out and done. Me, I just let it happen, I let it grow. Like, oh, that's getting bigger. That can't be good. I'm wearing sandals. It's nice enough. Spring is upon us, my friend. Oh, avoid the puddles. So I'm going about my daily life with a lump in my man sack, and I just let it happen. And one day at work, I was working at my uncle's carpet warehouse, and I was lifting up these carpets, and for some reason we're piling them up really high. So like I have one end, these heavy ass carpets, and another guy at the other end, and we're running up the pile, and a couple rounds in, I just felt something like explode. I was like, oh. Why me? Why not him? So I finally went to the hospital, I got it checked out, and the guy was like, wow, that's a big hernia you got there. I'm like, thank you. Oh, I need surgery to remove it? You're not impressed? I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think my intestines pushed through into my sac, and that's why I have digestive troubles, because whatever I eat has to first pass through my balls. And then it makes testosterone 14. That's why I'm so manly right now. So like a common village idiot, I just agree to the surgery without researching it more. I don't even know that the internet even existed back then. There's no way it existed. I certainly didn't have access to a computer, even if it did. That dog sat down and then started getting an erection. I was like, what's happening? I tried to film it for some reason. So anyway, I agreed to life-altering surgery, and they installed this plastic mesh in my gut, and right away I woke up. The first thing I did was throw up from whatever medication they gave me to put me under, and I think that jarred something loose. Like they say, be very careful, don't work out for like 6 months, don't do anything, and then immediately I'm like and it's hurt ever since. I can feel it, something in there, and it's just like, imagine a sharp, stabby plastic thing, and it's like a constant source of irritation and inflammation, and my body's just spending like 80% of its energy just trying to keep me alive. So that, I think, is the source of all my health troubles, and it came to light in Thailand when we did that 21-day water fast, and I broke it with a raw egg. And this, for some reason, I glossed over the details. I ate that egg, I got super tired, depressed. I was just like, this sucks, what a stupid thing to break the fast with. But I felt fine for many hours. If I would have broke it with a watermelon, I think I would have just felt so uplifted. It would have been the greatest day of my life. Point is, I was fine after the first egg, and then like an hour later I had 2 more eggs and I was fine, tired, gross tasting eggs, not looking forward to. I was so hungry, and I was like, oh great, raw eggs, yummy. So I just kept doing that every couple hours, and then at night I was getting hungry and adventurous, and I had all this lamb meat in my fridge. I was dry aging it, so I just had a couple little bites of lamb, and I think chicken liver too, and a chicken heart. And then the pain started kicking in. So that's when I was like, okay, I better go to the hospital. And then I've told all that story before. You'll have to watch the previous videos. Breaking the fast only increased the pain that was already there, though. I was feeling it starting to develop. Maybe like day 12 in, it was starting to get worse and worse. And that was really discouraging, because I did the fast to heal my gut, and it was getting worse and worse. And I was like, what the hell, man? I'm not eating anything. How can it be getting more irritated? And my theory is that I had a bunch of fat surrounding that region where there's plastic sharp mesh stabbing me, and my body protected itself with fat. And when I went so long without food, it's looking for fat anywhere, and it's just burning up all the fat I have just to keep me alive. And so it took that, and I started losing weight in that region, and then it irritated my intestines. That caused an infection, and then the raw eggs and lamb meat, just, it was too much for my body to handle. And I almost died that day, my friend. But it was an enlightening experience, and I realized that that's probably the source of my intestinal difficulties. It's like my intestines pushed through that area at one point, and now there's a mesh preventing that from happening, but it's really scraping my intestines. They're just resting against it. So it's like constant infection. So that was enlightening, and now my whole goal is to remove this mesh. And boy, is that harder than it sounds. So far, there's only one place in Canada that I can even find. There's an old guy, he's like 90 years old, and he's doing it. He looks 90. And it's like, it's not even in, it's in Ontario, but it's many miles away. I'd have to take a bus and book an Airbnb, and then bus my ass back to the city, just cramping over in surgery pain. Help me. They were so far away. So that could be a bit of a nightmare, going in for surgery and then having to like bus home with luggage and shit, and could be a bit of a nightmare, but I'd be willing to do it. But she's saying like I need a current CT scan. Those are like radiation field city, just bombarding you with x-rays from every direction. I don't want to do that, so I have to find someone else. I don't want to go to that place. And I have to find my records of the hospital. I'm not even 100% sure which hospital it was, and if they even have my records. It's like 22 years ago. It's like, yeah, we threw those out. Sorry about that. And during my research, when I'm looking for hernia mesh removal surgery, there's a lot of lawyers coming up saying like, you should be suing. Lots of people are suing for this pain from the companies that made this mesh. So I'm considering that too. It's like my whole life has been dedicated to trying to cure something that I can't do myself. It's because of this mesh. So it's like I'm happy where I am right now. But honestly, it's been a bit of a struggle. I moved halfway across the world, and it's like I'm trying all this stuff. But I'm happy where I am right now. Like, I'm all into health. I probably never would have been. And I'm doing what I love for a living, so it's like good things happen from it, but I would like this plastic stabby shit out of my belly. Can that happen, please? Flat Earth said. I trust you. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do. I know there's other better places in the States, but then I have to pay for it. Canada's free healthcare, so this surgery here would be free for me. And do I want to travel, fly somewhere, Airbnb in America, and then paying thousands, I don't know, tens of thousands maybe, for the surgery? Will it even work? That's the whole thing. It's like I'm not exactly rushing to cut my body open and see what they can do in there, but it's like I might have to put up with it. Do I want to put up with that? Suffering with like subpar digestion for the rest of my life because I have this thing? The minor acne breakouts from that? Can I live with that? I don't want to. I'd rather just remove it and be done with it. So if you have any recommendations for a surgeon, preferably in Canada, I'm all ears. But I would be willing to fly to the States if it's a good guy and he knows for sure, and I don't want to get these CT scans. My God, the radiation, just avoid it if you can. If you don't need an x-ray, if you break your leg, okay, get one. But relax. So that's what I've been looking into, and I think that's the one thing holding me back from perfect health is this constant source of irritation. And I'd like to get it removed if possible. It's scary to have surgery in the first place, and then all the logistics behind it and getting set up and x-rays and holy shit, what an ordeal. So I've been putting it off a bit, but that is what faces us, my friend. So I think that's it. We're done. Thank you so much for watching the video today. Consider giving it a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you ate a hernia sandwich for breakfast and then you installed a stop sign in your bum just to show that you can be healthier than me, even with a stop sign in your ass. You're a show off. It'll come back to haunt you. Pooing that, bitch. Alright, we're done. Thank you so much for watching the video today. Subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.